My girlfriend, 28F, is pissed I, 34M, wouldn't show her my ex's nudes before deleting them and is now questioning our relationship. Well, to cut straight to the point, my current girlfriend is pissed at me because I deleted old nudes from an ex-girlfriend from 14 years ago without letting her see them. While cleaning out my closet, I recently found my old iPod Touch. This thing's from 2010, and I absolutely loved it. Stumbling upon it after all these years is like finding a time capsule, so we excitedly hooked it up to see what 2010 to 2013 me was up to. We were having a good time laughing at the tall tees, mall-bought and extremely fake-ass bling, oh God help me, and fitted caps I wore back then. While going through the pictures together, we stumbled across some but nakeds from an old relationship I forgot were on there. Trying not to make a big deal of it, I said, "Oh shit," and turned the iPod away from her and deleted the pictures, which I thought she would understand. I was wrong. First, she playfully asked to see them, and I told her no. She knows that's fucked up. Things quickly went very south from there. She started accusing me of hiding things, saying she just wanted to see what she looked like and that it was no big deal, and eventually started crying. I told her the pictures are from 14 fucking years ago, and if I showed my ex's nudes to her, what's to stop her from thinking I wouldn't show her nudes to someone else if they bitched and moaned enough? Now she accuses me of calling her a bitch, belittling her, and already thinking of the next woman. Things are seriously snowballing, and I've never seen this weirdly jealous and nosy side of her before. We've been together for about 6 months, but have been on again off again friends with benefits for about 2 years. She knows I do not have patience for silly childish shit like this, so I kicked her out of my apartment. She calls me an asshole and says she's going to have to think about our relationship. I told her if she wanted to break up over some nonsense like this, then we shouldn't have gotten together in the first place. I know I was right for not showing her the pictures, and the tears were a manipulation tactic, but I'm absolutely stumped as to why she would try so hard to see them. I figured maybe this sub could provide some insight into this utter madness. I've known her for 2.5 years. We met in school, and we've never had any problems whatsoever. She's one of the few people I've ever instantly clicked with. We started hanging out shortly after meeting. Things got physical. She explained that she was only interested in a casual thing, and I agreed. It worked out well. I backed off when she started seeing somebody, and she did the same when I got involved with someone with no hard feelings. Everything was great. About 6 months ago, we decided to give a relationship a chance. We've literally never fought and had a great time around each other, so why not, you know? What I described in this post is the first I've ever seen of this behavior from her. So I don't know if it's a mental health thing, or just an aspect of a personality that emerges when she has a committed partner. I've no clue. So I'm trying to figure out if this is a one-off, or if something's going on with her I don't know about, and do I cut this person out of my life? And if the relationship ends, that might not even be my choice anymore. So that's where the uncertainty for me lies. Update. After not talking for a couple of days, she finally texted me asking why I haven't called or texted her. I told her the truth. I've been mad at her, and trying to decide if I wanted to continue the relationship. How the fact that we were having a good time 1 minute, and then the next was pure madness, reminded me of all the shit I went through with my mother as a teen, and how I don't want to deal with that ever again. I had a very emotionally abusive mom that would constantly cause fights over literally nothing. Think DVDs, staple guns, tape measures, etc., and then kick me out of the house to show me whose goddamn house this is. So I have an extremely low tolerance for people starting up and coming at me over petty nonsense. To top it all off, my mom has since passed away, so that's another layer of things. But I've never tried to make my issues anyone else's problem. I've told her about my mother before, so she knew all about this. She told me she didn't mean to make me feel that way, but my flat-out refusal to show her the pictures combined with my turning away from her when I was deleting the nudes made her feel like I was hiding things and rejecting her. I immediately called BS because I told her we were going to keep looking through the iPod. I was just deleting my ex's nudes, and she damn well knows it. In the 2+ years we've known each other, I've never given her any reason whatsoever to doubt me or think I'm a liar. I eventually got tired of texting, so I tried to call her, and she rejected the call, telling me she's not ready to speak yet. I told her I'm done texting, so call me when she's ready to talk, and I quit replying. She starts sending me angrier and angrier messages when I wouldn't reply. Fuck you. This is controlling. What the fuck's wrong with texting? And go fuck your red-headed bitch. My ex in the pictures was a redhead and has been out of my life for over a decade. She then sends a picture of an action figure that's been broken apart. I immediately knew who it was. Prison Mike. It was fucking Prison Mike. He was innocent in all this. You see, much like myself and a lot of you, she loves The Office. So for her birthday this year I hunted down and 3D printed Prison Mike, 1/12 scale head, and little mug, combined it with a two-face figure body, and spent a week painting. I then printed out a backdrop of the conference room as well as pictures of the main cast, except Andy I hate him, and made a diorama with stand-eyes of the minute for the Prison Mike figure. All combined the thing took about 2 weeks to make, but it was fun. When I gave it to her she went nuts, hugging me, kissing me, calling me sweet, saying it was one of the most thoughtful things someone's ever given her. Now she's taken a hammer to it. I'm done. I don't know what the hell her problem is. And like Phil Collins, I don't care anymore. Property destruction, whether hers or mine for any reason, especially revenge, is automatically game over for me. I'm shocked, annoyed, and confused, but still thank you all for your interest and responses, and please pour one out for Prison Mike. He was truly the belle of the ball. Story 2. My 23F boyfriend, 24M, is terrified of having sex with me and I don't know why, or how to bring it up. So as the title says, he's terrified of having sex with me. We've been together for almost 6 months now, and every time I attempt to get intimate, he's never initiated. He always manages to deflect so smoothly, I don't even realize at the moment. He's fine with kissing and cuddling, and about 50% of the time he just walks up and kisses me while I'm doing something, or just grabs me to cuddle. But if I take it further, he'll change the topic or the mood. Like if we're watching a movie or something, and I start feeling him up, he'll turn it into play wrestling, and after we're done, I'm usually too sweaty or tired to have sex. I'm cool if he's waiting until marriage or something, because other than this one thing, he's an otherwise amazing person. But I just need him to say that. None of this weird deflection stuff that's driving me mad. If at any point, he'd said, I don't want to have sex for X reason, I'd have either accepted it, or broken up with him. I've been single long enough to know how to look after myself, so it's not like I need him to sleep with me. We used to only see each other on weekends, but I haven't tried anything since he moved in a month ago, because I realized that I just get turned down, and I know how annoying it feels to be harassed into having sex. Before anyone starts with the red flag girl, break up with him, or some crap, he's a great boyfriend in person. He's thoughtful, loving, smart, he's working towards his PhD in biochemistry, and also super attractive. This weekend, we both got kind of drunk, me more than him. And for whatever reason, he was looking so sexy that I couldn't resist myself. He kissed me, and instead of just kissing him back normally, I shoved my hand down his pants. It was like I electrocuted him. He jerked away, and the expression on his face was one of pure terror. And I didn't really realize that until this morning. I just thought I accidentally scratched him down there or something. He just quietly put away the drinks and pushed me to bed. We usually sleep together, but just sleep. I passed out afterward, and I think he slept in the guest bedroom, but I don't know because he's really good at cleaning things up, and I woke up around 1 p.m. with a super hazy memory. The only reason I realized that that night was real was because he fucking flinched when I kissed him after lunch. He made really good scrambled eggs. And he's been a bit more, I guess, wary around me when I hug him, or crawl into his lap to cuddle. Normal stuff that he was fine with. Like if my hand even goes near his thighs, he'll shift away, or hold my hands, or something else. And I don't even know how to bring it up, because it's such a weird question. Do I just ask him, why don't you want to have sex with me? From previous experience with my exes, blunt questions usually don't go over well, and I don't want to take this relationship over something so simple. TLDR. I tried to have drunk sex with BF this weekend. He freaked out, and now he's being super cautious whenever I touch him. Edit. First of all, for those of you accusing me of sexual assault, when we were making out, he was lying down. I was straddling his waist while holding his face, and he had his arms wrapped around my back and head, pulling me into him. From previous experience, this is usually the part where clothes come off, so I assumed it would be fine. It was not. My dad, and he doesn't seem to be mad at me and is acting normal. I apologized for the weekend, and he just waved it off and said it was fine. I was drunk and it was just a shock. I said I wouldn't do it again, and he just smiled and kissed my cheek. So I think we're good. Also, from what I could feel, yes, he has a penis and no, it isn't small. About his sexuality, I'm like 99% certain he isn't gay, but I don't know if he's asexual. Second, we didn't get to talk about the sex thing, because he came home upset because apparently the transduction didn't work properly, and now he has to regrow the cell lines or something? I didn't really understand it, but he's upset, so we just kind of cuddled, ordered pizza, and now he's sleeping with me this time. Update. Before we get into the update, I want to answer a few questions. Why did you let him move in? Because his rent was going up by like $250 a month at the end of last year. He would be locked in a 6-month contract, and I own my apartment. I'm giving him a 50% discount on his old rate because of a boyfriend discount I made up. He wanted to pay me the full amount, but I refused and he decided to do most of the chores around the house, so it's fine. So far no problems. Why did you never talk about sex before? I just felt super awkward talking about it so clinically, and as one of the commenters mentioned, I wanted sex to happen organically, not because I pestered him into doing it. Now on to the update itself. I started off with an apology about what I did on Saturday again, and he waved it off just like last time, saying that I was drunk and it was just a shock. I still don't believe it was sexual assault like most of you say, and more of me reading the situation wrong. But it was wrong of me to do it when I knew he didn't want to take it any further than kissing. Then I started to poke into why he doesn't want to have sex with me, and like one of the commenters said, I made it more gentle. I said it almost word for word what you said, and his response broke my heart. Fortunately, it isn't because he's gay, asexual, a virgin, or has a micropenis. He started off by going quiet, and it took a little more probing before he asked me not to laugh. And I feared it was the micropenis, but it was far worse. This man was SA'd twice, once as a teenager by a teacher, which would also be pedophilia, and once a few years ago at a party. And both times, no one really took him seriously, and some of them fucking congratulated him on getting with the women. He tried to go to the cops the first time, and they made his life so much of a living hell that his family moved towns. And the second SA was almost just as bad. My boyfriend is a 6 feet 2 inches, somewhat fit, and very attractive man. So the girl who SA'd him at a party basically blackmailed him into having sex with her by saying that she would scream rape, and no one would believe it was him who's innocent. And because no one other than his parents really took the event seriously, he thought that I would laugh at him too. Obviously I didn't, and at this point he was kinda crying, so I just hugged him and we sat there like that for a while. Honestly, the only reason I reacted so calmly was because after reading the comments I prepared myself for him to say he got SA'd. Thanks for that, because I probably would have panicked and ruined my relationship otherwise. I apologized again, now that I knew his history, and he said that it brought back memories, and that's why he reacted like that. Now I feel horrible, and he doesn't seem to hold a grudge, but I'm still going to do something really nice for him. He always wanted to go to skiing, so maybe I could book a weekend at a nearby mountain the next time he's free. I asked if he was open to having sex with me, and he said that he's been trying ever since he moved in, but he was also terrified that he would have like a breakdown or something, and that's why he's been giving mixed signals. Every time we sleep together, he wants to do more than just sleep, but he's just been afraid. I said that I was willing to wait however long it took and suggested therapy, but therapist wait lists here are really long, especially for the ones we found who deal with trauma. So I don't know how long that would take. We both promised to actually talk to each other, and I also reassured him that I would always take any problems he has seriously and not laugh, even if he thinks it's shameful. Things are looking up. He wants to have sex with me, and we're going to take it slow for now to sort of ease him into it. So maybe I'll set up something romantic this weekend and woo him. I cooked him some of his favorite food for dinner, and now he isn't tensing up when I touch him. So baby steps, smiley face. Anyway, thank you guys for the advice, because while I was worrying about the micropenis or gay thing, sexual assault never actually crossed my mind. So thanks for the help. TLDR. It was trauma, and we're working through it now.